Starbucks. Sorry, there's a lot of people like looking at me right now. I got Starbucks and I'm just the happiest little camper right now because he spoke English.
Because I didn't English.
Yeah, and I didn't know how to order, and so I said tall hot chocolate, and he was like, "Is that all for you?" I was like, "Oh my god, he speaks English." Yeah, so there's that. They call me Bianca out here. There's our Starbucks.
It looks exactly like all of them in New York. Well, in America, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, everywhere. This is our favorite store now.
Monoprix.
Monoprix.
Target.
This is the Target of Paris.
Okay, Target. Right onto Rue de Hirondelle.
Hirondelle.
I'm massacring their language, so not this one. I guess we'll keep going. Is this a bookstore? Oh my god, is this a Barnes & Noble? I'm gonna get run over. Where are we going? Shakespeare Co. Okay, literally I don't even care when books are in a different language, I've realized. I just want to like see books and be around books because I feel okay. So like literally, I couldn't read any of these. All in a different language. But I don't care. I'd buy them. Marks and Spencer. Look at that sandwich. Like, that looks really good. Is up in heaven, Carrie? Oh god, I can't handle this. Be still, my beating heart. Oh my god, let's get criminal. Let's get criminal. I can't imagine what they have inside. I'm gonna die. Poo poo. On the back, because she says that.
I know.
Nothing frightens Madeline. Got Madeline, Tommie. And I got Romeo and Juliet. It was the only small one they had. I didn't want to pay, like, I own all of Shakespeare's works.
Do you?
So I didn't want...
It doesn't seem like something you would have.
Madison is literally so sarcastic, I want to throw up. You say this stuff to me every day. Yesterday she was like, we're buying our tickets, and she's all, oh, really? You like soccer? I would have never guessed. You never speak of it ever. And all this time, you never told me.
Just call it like I don't see it.
But I don't think Paige, like, caught on to us. She was like, so why are you, like, so excited about buying tickets? Whatever, Madison. I'm out, man. Really harshing my mellow. Came back from the coolest bookstore on earth. What?
I'm so freaking hungry.
Oh, yeah. Food's coming.
I had a shitty ass sandwich today.
I'm sorry. I hope the food's good, otherwise I'm going to Carrefour.
If you go there and I give you some money, can you pick me up like a can of nuts?
You could go with me. I don't want to go alone.
Look at her right now.
Madison, you're in such despair, and my hand was stuck. We'll talk about it at dinner. Hit me up.
We weren't allowed to take pictures inside, but Bianca, how'd you feel about it?
It was beautiful. It was pretty emotional, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. It was my favorite bookstore that I've been to. 'Cause I've been to a few, you know? Like, that claim to be all that and a bag of chips. But this one really was. It was, like, so simple. Like, I thought it was gonna be, I don't know, kind of different. I thought it was gonna all be, like, downstairs. Like, but, you know, you get what I'm saying? Downstairs was, like, newer books. Like, it had some, like, an old school vibe, but like it was like a little touristy, you know, like whatever. It was aimed more towards the American English, you know, like demographic. But upstairs with the cat and like the bed and the chairs and like all the books that you can borrow but not take, and all the pictures of like kids who were in the kids corner, that was like super cool. Like that, I could just sit there and read all day. I'm probably gonna go back and do it. I didn't know it was so freaking close. We went to Notre Dame and we didn't even see it. We were right there. I'm a little upset, I'm not gonna lie, but
Literally right across the street.
yeah, we could have gone the same day. Like we got lost instead.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We went today. It was beautiful. The outside with those little lights. It's just so humble. It's like, you know, like it's just like, we're here to sell books. Like, that's all we are. Because I've been to bookstores where it's like, people are like super pretentious in them. Like the one in San Francisco for City Lights. It's for like the beatnik generation. And people in there are so pretentious. It's like, literally, can you just shut up? Like, just buy your books and just leave. You're disgusting me. But this one didn't feel like that. The people weren't like that. It was like, you know, it's nice. Look at that. Good old Billy Shakes. I'm really excited that they sold Madeline. I'm super pumped on this. Hey, we've been there.
Where?
Concord? That's where we got off with the Ferris wheel. Went to Notre Dame. Now I'm gonna understand this book. Before I didn't know where they went. I was like, oh, whatever, she got appendicitis. That sucks. Like, it was a cool story. I thought it was really cool. I love Madeline. But now I'm gonna understand where they were. Oh my god, this is the best part. To the tiger in the zoo, Madeline just said, poo, poo. I used to love it when my mom would read that part. They go down at 6:30, really? These people are so dead-ass serious about their dinner. Like, relax.
Because the doors open at like 6:45.
Really? 6:45?
Yeah, something like that. 6:45, 6:50.
We should head down soon. Well, I headed down like
So
10 minutes ago. I'm so hungry. I had like 3 cups of cornflakes today. I had a long day.
The Malay, first and foremost, was actually kind of a noble neighborhood, and anybody who was anybody, you know, in the 16th century version of People magazine lived in this neighborhood, okay? Thank you for laughing, somebody, one person. And it's probably Mandy. All right, indulge me, right? Okay, so we're going to take a walk over to the Malay, and you're going to see the Hôtel de Ville, shall we?
We're just jaywalking like crazy now.
Jaywalking? Hey, like New York, you know?
Like New York. Everything's just like New York. Subways, jaywalking.
Oh, so pretty.
What was that sound you just made?
It's just so beautiful. I just can't stand it.
How beautiful.
All the buildings, just like, how is this your city, Paris?
So where are we going?
I don't remember.
I know there's something about the gays.
Well, that's where, like, this is their district, I guess. This is their San Francisco.
I don't know San Francisco, so I have no idea.
San Francisco is, like, gay capital of California. I don't know where the gays congregate in New York. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
They own New York. They are free to roam. Why are they so heavy?
Paris, since last March, has actually elected its first female mayor. So we have Madame la Maire, right? Go team. Just before her, Paris had its first gay mayor. Go team. He got shot, but he's still alive.
Oh.
Yeah, it was sad. So anyway, so you're looking at an 1880s, 1890s this copy of the original. Unfortunately for us, all the birth records of every Parisian was inside, so we kind of lost that. Yeah, sad story. Sorry? That's lame as something, yeah. Catch me towards the end of the excursion and see how my language changes. Thank you so much. One of my favorite excursions because I designed it. Anyone.
Spicy?
Do you like it?
Shakespeare Co and now it's Pigeons. Like coleslaw. I like coleslaw. You like coleslaw? I like coleslaw.
Stop!
I don't think I would like any good coleslaw. No? Yeah, and trust me, I'm like,
Bianca, look down.
I wouldn't eat outside that coleslaw. I probably wouldn't like it.
Back off,
He's like right at you. Absolute disgust on your face.
She's gonna disgustingly eat her falafel.
Not a joke.
What just happened?
Stop recording my distress. Its wing touched my knee.
No, you will enjoy it like 3 months from now. You'll be happy that you did.
I will not.
Okay, 3 months from now, you'll be happy that you recorded it.
Hi, Carrie.
How's it going?
Great.
What'd you do?
I don't feel it sitting on me.
About to go see the Mona Lisa with this little boy. How cute is that?
As a museum, as one of the great European museums, the idea here was that you should be able to come to one place and study the entire sweep of history through objects, right? So it's what we call the vision of a universal museum, right? Of course, it was a very limited Eurocentric view, right? We're going to start with ancient Greece.
The ceiling?
Smells like art right now.
It smells like art? What does that mean?
The idea here is that this is a very idealized view of the human body, right? Perfectly proportioned. Prior to the big innovations of the 5th century in BC and Greece, I would reduce you to 4 idealized views. You would just be front, back, side, side, not in the round, right? So if you can see, like from this point here, doesn't everything seem kind of square a little bit? Can you see that? And if you look from this direction, you don't get the roundness of the body, right? The idea is that you're being reduced to 4 privileged views. Sculpture.
I want to touch it.
Assumes volume, right? But we'll see kind of with the big innovation of Greek sculpture. You all have to read Plato's Banquet, I'm sure. But you have to take like 700 theology and philosophy classes.
Only 700.
Did you read Alcibiades and the Banquet? The whole thing about the two, love is 2 parts of the same piece of people looking for each other. So what they would do is they'd be all reclining around this, and then the slaves would be mixing the wine in the center of the soup. But it's this amazing ceramic object, right, on this stage. And the thing that's interesting about Greek ceramic painting is you see these, well, there's a whole bunch of things that are interesting about it. First of all, you have a kind of ornamental motif that's really designed to fit with the shape of the object, right, with these big bands. And you can see the kind of interest in geometric patterning. That's coming from Turkey. That's coming really from the East, right, this kind of palmettes and things like that. But then it becomes this big kind of broad surface, becomes a place to start showing mythological stories. In this instance, I don't know what this is. It's the, I thought it might be the Gorgon, but it looks like we've got a kind of chariot race and then some sort of military scene here too. But it would have been identified, right, for the kind of mythological story. Then we have these lions. This is the female version of the Koros. And what's interesting here is, and you can also see how just the drapery is very incised, very stylized. It doesn't look like real drapery, right? In the sense of how drapery folds, and you can see the inscription here, right? This is saying, you know, whoever the citizen was that erected this on the temple has inscribed their name. But she was found with another identical sculpture of herself. And the theory there is kind of interesting. It's the idea of reiteration or repetition. And if I put up one sculpture, if I put up two, it's going to be more powerful. It's like saying, really listen to me, God, right? Like by kind of repetition. At least that's the theory. She had a little summer apartment that looked out on a garden right on the center. So this is that kind of heritage of the serving world. Of course, by the time we get to the 15th, the Louvre then just becomes really more residence for artists. So when you're looking at this, anyone asks me, well, why is she so important? Right? Why have I seen pictures of her? Why is she in that Bugs Bunny cartoon? The thing about this sculpture is that it's designed to interact with your movement as you move around her. One other thing that they're playing with in terms of movement here is the drapery. That drapery can't stay on her thigh for long, right? It's about to drop. So the sculpture's really playing with the idea, teasing you, the idea of the goddess suddenly revealed in all of her splendor, right? And this is coming from a moment, a Greek sculptor by the name of Praxiteles really influences Greek sculpture to start showing the gods and goddesses as very sexy, actually, as very sensuous and desirable, perfect kind of nubile bodies, right? And that's what we're waiting to see, right? That drapery sort of beginning to fall. So we think that she might have been doing what we call the modest Venus pose, where she has one hand down saying, oh, I'm so modest, but one hand up saying, but I'm so sexy, right? So I look the best of both worlds. The other thing we think she might be doing now is she might have been in a group. She might have been holding a shield like this that would have been painted with the reflection of her lover Mars's image. And you have to remember that ancient Greek sculpture was painted. You know, it's lost its painting, so now we incorrectly imagine Greek cities as, you know, gleaming white, pure marble. But her hair would have been painted, her eyes, her lips, her nipples, the dress down below, all of this would have been painted. And same with the Greek temples. They were painted garish colors like purples and oranges and things. So let's move around here and I'll show you why she's important. So first off, you can see that from the back, we have very little visual information, and she's even kind of much more roughly carved. So we don't believe she was seen from the back. She would have been seen probably in a semicircular movement, so she was maybe sitting in a niche, right? That's how she would have been shown originally. But the genius of this piece is that you'll start on the right-hand side of her, and she's in a perfect silhouette, a little like a block sculpture, like that perfect profile view. But then as you advance, you'll see how the sculptors figured out a way to make different parts of her body come into your awareness. So from that perfect silhouette, you'll suddenly see her kind of left breast appear, and then suddenly her knee will kind of pop forward, and then you're kind of right in front of her, and you see that dramatic S-curve, and then the experience would have been finished off with whatever her arms are doing, right? That's the last thing that would have been extending in space towards you. Because otherwise it's just kind of a plain sculpture. We've seen things already that look better than this, right? Right, and now you get that kind of, I mean, she's almost distorted in a sense to create that sense of the X. As we move through the Louvre, you know, we said it was the king's home, and it's a palace complex that grows over centuries. So if you're the king who builds a piece of the Louvre, you want to mark it, right? So we have the H here. And this is the kind of interesting thing in moving through the Louvre, is seeing the different royal monograms. The H for Henry II. But then because Napoleon renovates this, he actually wants to put his mark on it as well. But Napoleon has a problem. Napoleon is not real royalty. He doesn't come from royal blood. So anytime he can try to kind of appropriate the French royal past and associate himself with it, he does, right? And that's what he's doing. So you see the eagle up above? That's the imperial eagle. That was his symbol, right? So he's not going to erase Henry. He built the building, right? But he gains almost more legitimacy and power by saying, here I am, Napoleon, with him, right? Because the Bonapartes are really nobody. They don't really have a hereditary claim to it. So we'll see that a bunch of times throughout the building, where the Bonapartes just sort of try to insinuate themselves in the French royal history. That's the kind of this dramatic moment, right, of the belly button being revealed, almost as if she's nude, but there's a very
at this. You could chill in the Louvre. What is this? What is this? You can look down on all this. And out to that. And then go to the Mona Lisa. Like, seriously?
And Chimabue is coming out of what we call medieval artistic tradition. And this is what the Renaissance gets rid of, right? The Renaissance means rebirth, right? And it was the rebirth of new kinds of old kinds of classical philosophy and a particular interest in old Roman art and architecture, right? So suddenly the Renaissance is really known for trying to almost do the same things we talked about downstairs in the kind of evolution of rebirth.
Look at this baby. Look at its face. What is this? Hell yeah. What? She thinks that looks like Sam. Sam. D-O-G. No.
You have this kind of weird imaginary background with these different roads and bridges and mountains. And you have to understand that Da Vinci was a guy that, thought about geology and hydrology, because one of his jobs when he gets recruited to come to the court of Milan is to drain the marshes. So he's thinking about land masses and hydrology, right? So that also bears on his imagination when he's inventing these worlds behind the Mona Lisa, right?
Oh, isn't this to Tommie right now?
Mm-hmm.
Hey girl, read your text. Talk to you later. Yeah, alligator.
Yalligator?
Yalligator.
What's a yalligator?
An alligator? It's from Yal. They call it yalligator. It's actually from Texas. They go yalligator. That's actually how you pronounce it, but I just say yalligator. Ignore me though. It's actually yalligator.